Okay. So
Sorry, do you want us to write this down?
your call. If you want to, go ahead. If you think it'll be better if you just sit back and listen and follow along that way, it's completely fine, whichever works for you. Cool? Okay.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
No problem. As I said, we had a cattle farm when I was small, and Dad would buy the calves from like the neighbors and stuff like that, and we would feed them through the summer and through the winter and sell them the next year. So we put them on pasture. So I made up this question that I'm going to have big pasture, 200 head of cattle, and the mean is 800 pounds. So they would have come to me as calves as 200-300 pounds, like little cuties. And after pretty much a year with us, they'd gain a bunch of weight from being on the pasture and also whatever we were feeding them. So, 800 pounds and a standard deviation of 50 pounds. My suggestion, any question you guys get that contains these two things, a mean and a standard deviation, you can really stop reading the question at that point and draw the graph. And it's the same graph every single time. By the end of this chapter, you're going to be so sick of drawing this. Okay, it's that curve. Now, I know the nice curves in the book or in the notes are pretty and they go like that. I just can't draw that very well. So I just draw myself a half circle. And the middle, need to get my attendance sheet out here. All right, Miranda, what goes in the middle?
800 pounds.
That's right. This is our mu, or our mean. Okay. And then we divide each of these, basically you divide it into 8 little chunks. So when I do it, I divide it in half, like that. And then I'll divide this side. So I take this part and I divide it in half. And then I take this part. Okay. If you just want to do 8, it doesn't matter. That just makes it easy for me. So I put my mean in the middle, and then I put my percents in. And this is from the chart you had the other day. And when you write your exam on this section, or you write the final, I'm going to use that word, you will have those numbers. But if you do your homework and practice, you'll have them memorized. And that's the percent of, so all of this represents 100%. So if I had 200 cattle, this would represent 200. And then there's a few that are here, more that are here, quite a few that are there, lots in the middle, etc. So each one is a chunk of that. This part, oh, I need one more thing. Okay, so this is a little bit like a histogram, except it's a curve instead of bars. All of this is identical every single time. Anytime you see mu and standard deviation, you start by doing this. The only thing that changes is what goes along the bottom. So my mu or my mean is 800 pounds, so 800 here. And my standard deviation, that's how big these spaces are. So I do this. $850, $900, $950. You don't normally put a number out there because technically this goes on forever, for quite a while. So if we talk specifically, never mind. Let me finish drawing, putting the numbers in. So So this is going to be 750 and whoopsie, 700 and 650. And I'll label it because, you know, I want full marks of cattle. All right, before I go any further, can you guys give me either a electronic or a literal, a visual thumbs up to say, yeah, Joanne, I don't know what it is, but I'm pretty sure I could draw this. If you gave me the numbers I had here and that stuff. All right, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Nice. I do appreciate those of you that have the video for me. Dominique, I got, yours is cool. Yours comes up as a raising hand, which I kind of like too. All right, oops, I gotta go this way. All right, so speak up if you want any more help on this. All right, I'm gonna carry on. So we're able to draw that. Now let's look at the questions. What would we see? How about, so at the end of the summer, we're gonna sell off, or early fall, we're gonna sell off all these cattle. And I'd like to have some idea of how much money I'm gonna make. So I need to know how big my cattle are gonna be. So in general, if I have the cattle back in this area, right, that are 650 to 700 pounds, they're kind of on the scrawny side. I'm not gonna make a lot of money off of them. I don't really want a whole lot of those. On the other hand, if I'm getting cattle up here that are over 950 pounds, those are big and I'm gonna make some serious cash on them. So let's see if we can figure out some questions. So what percent of the cattle will have a mass, oops, weight, whatever, greater than 750 pounds. So I would like you guys to just stare at my screen. Oopsies. Let's do a real simple one. Dominique, do you think most of the cattle are going to be over 750 pounds or just a very few of them? I'm asking you to guess. It's completely okay.
A few of them.
A few of them? All right. Let's see. So we want to mass great. So first thing, I stop saying so. I'm sorry. Is we look for this number. These numbers across the bottom, honestly, I call them the magic numbers. If my question, the number of my question is on here, my life is easy. So I'm going to find 750, which is right there. I'm going to take my little highlighter and draw that. Now, I want to have a mass greater than 750. So, Driana, is it going to be to the left that's greater than 750? Or is it to the right that's greater than 750?
The right side?
Perfect. There was a little pause there because I was doing, I don't remember which is left and right, and that's just my issue. But right. That means everybody all the cattle on this side are bigger than 750 pounds. And maybe, I don't know, I've got some kind of a contract and I get some extra money for that. And if I want to know the actual percent, well, Rachel, do you think it's over half or less than half? Just guess. Did I color more than half my graph or did I color less than half my graph?
More.
Perfect. All right, and to find out the exact amount, all we do is we add up these numbers. We go 34% plus the other 34% plus 13.5% plus 2.35% plus 0.15%. Hey, Sammy, when you add that up, what do you get?
2 seconds.
No worries. The rest of you should be doing it.
I got 84.
That's good. That's what I think you should have got. There we go. And that's what standard deviation is about. You have some data and you're able to predict from it.
Are those numbers always going to be the same though?
Which numbers? The ones on the bottom change, but this stuff is always, always, always exactly the same.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. All right, let's do another one. What percent of the cattle will be less than, 700 pounds? Okay. So maybe in context, maybe if the steers are less, oh, farm girl, cattle, steers, cows. Cows are female, steers are male after they've been fixed, basically. But maybe if they're under 700 pounds, I can't even sell them. I have to keep them for another year and fatten them up. So I would like you guys to try that. Figure out what percent of the cattle are going to be less than 700 pounds.
I got 2.
Wait, not you. It's going to be Cleveland. I'm going to wait for his answer.
Is it 2.5?
I think so. So 700 pounds is one of our magic numbers, which makes me smile. And we want less than, so it's this part over here. And that is 0.15% plus 2.35. And indeed, that's 2.5%. Perfect. And I think I'm going to flip over to the notes right away. Just as a heads up, there is a way, if the question, instead of saying 700, it was 725. There's actually a way to calculate it when it's not these magic numbers, but we're not there yet. Okay. And, oh, you know what? We are going to do one more question. How many cattle are less? Now that is not the same question we just did. Ayla, this one here, forget this. What did this question ask us to figure out?
What percent of cattle will be less than 700 pounds?
Right. We were looking for percent. This one is not percent. It's actually how many cattle. Okay. So it's a slight difference. You have to really watch. If it's what percent, they're super easy. When it doesn't say what percent, then there's just an extra step. Michelle, are you perhaps someone who could walk me through that extra step?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay, how about you start? How do I convert 2.5% into a decimal?
You divide.
By what?
100.
Yes. And it's always 100. You can, if you want, move your decimal place 2 spots and everything, but I just find this easier. And then we're going to multiply. Clarissa, are you here this morning? I don't know that I've seen your name. Okay, well, then it's gonna be Rena. How many cattle were in this question at the very beginning?
200?
Yep. So we take the percent, we multiply it by 200. And Harmony, what do we get for an answer?
Five.
Perfect. So the key here, and how this all works, and it's really important to get this, is if I look out at my 200 calves at the beginning of the year, I have no idea really which ones are going to be the scrawny ones and which are going to be like the big fat one. I got nothing. But using statistics, I can predict that there's going to be 5 of them at the end of the year that I'm going to have to keep and fatten up for 1 more year. I don't know which ones they are, but on average, there's going to be about 5 of them that aren't going to be big enough to sell. So as a farmer, that would be something I'd have to plan for and know that these guys are going to be carried over. So if my land can only handle 200 cattle, right, I don't want overgrazing, then if I have 5 that have to spend another year getting fattened up, I guess I'm only buying 195 cows the next year. All right, so let's stop with the cattle. I'll stop. My fond memories of Farm Girl. And I want you to find that page. It's page 21. And I'm gonna see, we did this one on Friday. How about just take a moment. If you didn't do this one, do it now, because we've done a bunch of samples and I'm hoping it's a little easier. If you've already done that one, do this one. And the directions are right there. I'm gonna pause the video for a couple of minutes. Hopefully I'll remember to turn it back on. All right, I restarted the recording. Now, the stuff that's in dark is the stuff that's the same every single time. So I'm gonna draw my curve, my middle, and then I'm gonna divide it into 8s. Okay, label each section with percents. 0.15, 2.35, 13.5. Notice it's got nice symmetry. If you don't end up at the same number at the end, then something went wrong. Okay, so check and label a vertical axis with frequency. All right, label the middle line with the mean. In this case, I said the mean was 15. Label the lines to the right of the mean and add the standard deviations. Do this 3 times. So our standard deviation is 2. So +2, +2, +2.
Like on Friday, we did this one, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you want it to write it on the bottom one too? Like the mean of 12?
I'm going to do that one right away.
Oh, okay. So we just wait till you're done.
Yeah, just for anybody that missed on Friday.
Oh, okay.
All right. So this is just like, hey, I'm seeing it again, and I'm hoping it's feeling better. Renee, what's 15 plus 2?
What?
What is 15 plus 2?
17.
Yes. All right. And we add another 2, and we get 19, and another 2, and we get 21. And then we subtract 2 going the other way. So I'm going to get 13, 11, and 9. Label the horse. Okay, we can't really label it because I didn't even say what that was. And we can't title it because, again, I didn't say what that was. All right, let's try this one. Whoops, it'd be helpful if I moved it so you can see. All right, I'm going to try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you can do it that way too. But for some reason, that was difficult for me. 0.15, 2.35, 13.5, 34%, 34%, 13.5, 2.35, 0.15. Okay, frequency. All right, now the entertainment. Our mean is 12, so 12 goes there. Hey, Brad, what am I adding and subtracting this time?
1.5.
Nice. So 12, 13.5, 15, 16.5. You guys yell at me if I screw that up. 12 minus 1.5 is going to be 11, 10.5. Minus 1 is 9.5, would be 9. And minus 1.5 would be 8, 7.5. You don't need to do that, but I tend to put that mu in the middle just to remind myself what's going on. Can you all give me a thumbs up? Again, either virtual or online, to let me know that this is good. We got this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm hoping you guys are getting to the point of like, can we get on to something else? I'm kind of bored. That's where I need you to be. That's really where I need you to be today. So there's 2 more at the bottom. Go ahead and do those. And I'm going to pause the video again. Resume recording. Okay. Hold on, I messed up.